Citizenship Bill, Assam Gana Parishad quits Assam coalition. Citizenship Bill, Assam Gana Parishad quits a coalition. See, in Assam, you all know there is a citizenship bill in India. The illegal migrants from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan who belong to Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, Sikhs, except Muslims. If they have stayed in India for 6 years, they can apply for citizenship. So, rescinding this citizenship bill, Assam Gana Parishad, the political party in Assam, have severed its ties with BJP. It has severed its ties with BJP. It's a political decision, and also let's wait and see how this bill is going to affect. Two things which you have to remember about citizenship bill. One is, in citizenship bill, already Northeast got overburdened. Its socio-economic conditions got deteriorated with migrants. So, with just 6 years of stay, all illegal migrants, if they get citizenship, it affects the economy and society in the Northeast. This is one objection. Second objection is, why just you are excluding only Muslims? So, these two things, actually we are counting these two things. So, Assam Gana Parishad have taken this step to sever its ties because Assam is opposing this bill because of the reason that most of the illegal migrants into Assam are now going to get citizenship. Next, 20 crore workers will strike work, says unions. 20 crore workers will strike work, says unions. Now listen. Red flags, labor reforms, May Day parades. Red flags, labor reforms, May Day parades. They all have become invisible in India. Now we are not seeing all these things. Strong trade union movements also. We are not even seeing strong trade union movements also. Try to understand. Trade Union Act, Industrial Disputes Act, Workmen's Compensation Act, Payment of Bonus Act, Minimum Wages Act, Factories Act, Maternity Benefits Act, Apprenticeship Act. The plethora of labor laws in India have the history from pre-independence or up to 1980s. After that, there is no single strong labor law to protect labor rights in India. There is no very strong, sincere labor law which was actually made after 1991. As you all know, in 1991, we had LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. In 1991, we had LPG, where Indian economy is open. Privatization started, globalization started, liberalization started. If you have strong labor laws, enact strong labor laws, nobody will invest in India. Private investors will not come, even private motive will not come. So, ease of doing business will get affected. For that reason, hire and fire system, easy labor laws, all these things, layoff, retrenchment, easy. You can remove your staff, workers very easily. That was the condition. So, now again, from last 2-3 months, we are seeing labor rights, labor laws. So, next year in prelims and mains, you can expect this area where labor issues are coming up again in Indian polity. Okay, now trade unions, 10 central trade unions with 20 crore workers now went on strike on January 8th and 9th. 20 crore workers from 10 trade unions. This itself is a big thing. And the strike is because privatization of public entities, labor law reforms, policies encouraging contract work and no job security, and proposed to amendment of Trade Union Act. So, for neoliberal policies, no job security, no job security for all these reasons, and proposed amendment of Trade Union Act. All 20 crore workers now wanted to go on strike. So, because there are various issues that enraged. There are various issues that enraged the trade unions, because from last 28-29 years there was no movement to support trade unions. There is no strong movement, and the last thing that has happened ended with a very fatal issue, very imprudent issue, that is Maruti Suzuki in 2000. I remember in 2013 or 12, Maruti Suzuki Manesar plant, where there was an issue where the manager of the plant was burnt alive in the room. So, except that was a thing which is pathetic, unfortunate. That is the only moment where we have seen a negative thing in the trade unionism in India in the recent past. But we need to also support some labor reforms, fair justice, because just though we have neoliberal policies and ease of doing business, all these things, still labor is also should get fair chance and job security and fair support, like insurance, like healthcare, like PF, EPF. Strictly in most of the private enterprises, the labor was exploited. There should be labor rights. At the same time, the right should be democratic and peaceful. Constitutional method, they should work through constitutional methods, not through unconstitutional or violent methods. So, this is about labor reforms. Then next, coming to Meghalaya debt traps. Meghalaya, what is going on in Meghalaya? See, mining, coal mining is associated with lot of health hazards. Not only health hazards, but also fatality, mortality. There might be fatal accidents in mining. Already National Green Tribunal have issued a strong warning to Meghalaya government with respect to this illegal mining, rat hole mining. Mining is of two types: open cast mining, rat hole mining. In open cast mining, it will be directly you can dig on the ground. In the rat hole mining, slowly a man will enter into the underground. So it is more dangerous for the human being. Rat hole mining is the most dangerous mining for the human being, irrespective of this. So immediately, and on Saturday also in Hindu paper we have seen Ground Zero article, the widows in Telangana. The human beings who are involved in mining activities, they are affected by silicosis. And most of the young people join in collieries mining. They don't know when they have joined about the fatalities of mining occupation. It is an occupational hazard. Silicosis is an occupational hazard, and lot many diseases like skin diseases, inhalation diseases, lung cancers are all involved in mining activities. Now it's a duty of the state to protect all these people. And see, in spite of all these things, who is responsible for this death of two mining people who are in the underground in the rat hole mining? So this is the serious thing which you have to take a call immediately, not only in Meghalaya but also in Andhra and particularly in Telangana. In Telangana, Singareni mining. Coming to the next, still nothing to show for. In today's Hindu, there is an article, still nothing to show for. This is about Imran Khan and Pakistan. So already Pakistan is now facing financial problems. They approach IMF, they have to, and they also trying for loans from various places. But 3 months passed, nothing much was moved after Imran Khan have become the Prime Minister. The thing is now we have to, help the Pakistan, means not India but Pakistan should stabilize and resuscitate itself to become, at least to properly function, otherwise it will become a failed state. Next article, Jaitapur, a risky and expensive project. Jaitapur and a risky and expensive project. Try to understand, there is a concept called energy mix. You all should study that concept. There is a concept called energy mix. As a civil aspirant, you should know what is energy mix. Okay? Energy mix is the composition of various sources of energy, for example, solar energy, renewable, all types of renewable energy, conventional energy. What is the energy mix of your nation? For example, in Germany, 80% of their energy requirements comes through renewable energy sources. In Germany, 80% of their energy requirements comes through renewable energy sources. In India, we have a target. By 2022, 175 gigawatts of energy should come through renewable energy. By 2022 in India, 175 gigawatts of energy should come through renewable energy. In India, now we have increased producing energy through renewable energy. In our energy mix today, 2 years back it was only 15 to 16% that we use renewable energy in our total energy requirements. Today it is 18%. When the world is going with renewable energy resources, and when Germany like countries closed all these nuclear resources, nuclear energy projects, India is now, why India requires more and more nuclear energy power plants, particularly in 2013 after Fukushima incident, 2012 after Fukushima incident in Japan, where nuclear energy is the most disastrous. Generally nuclear accidents are remote. When some accident happen, you cannot even understand the consequence of the accident. It was so pathetic that even for generations you have to face that nuclear energy. If small nuclear material gets leaked into that, it's the most dangerous one. The Jaitapur nuclear power plant in collaboration with France is in Maharashtra. Now France trying to help, but I think it's not prudent to increase nuclear energy, though as a intelligent energetic Indian we all support more and more energy resources, but let us go with renewable energy more than nuclear energy, because go green, we are all eco-friendly. Even nuclear energy is almost eco-friendly, but if some accident happens, and India has special prowess in solar energy. As India is leading ISA, International Solar Alliance, and India is a tropical country, it has plenty of solar energy, potential, it can produce more and more solar energy, though initial cost is more. For production of solar energy, after installation cost, after that the solar energy is much more cheaper than renewable energy. Why don't you do that? This was a question. So here you should understand a point, energy mix, and you should also understand a point, India's Paris proposals, India's promises in Paris climate deal, where India said that by 2030 our energy requirement should be from renewable energy. 40% of our energy requirements, they should come from renewable energy. India promised in Paris, 40% of my energy resources I will bring from renewable energy sources. To keep up that promise, India should increase its renewable energy targets and potential. That is more important, right? So try to understand this. So these are the important articles in today's newspaper, and government says GDP growth will in this financial year is 7.2%. GDP growth in this financial year is 7.2%. So very important news. Earlier it was projected that it is 7.5%. but now it is only 7.2%. And let's see yesterday's newspaper. Let's see yesterday's newspaper. Rana extradition unlikely before 2023. Rana extradition unlikely before 2023 indicates US. Rana extradition. Now listen. This is related to 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. There was one accused called Mr. Rana. National Investigation Agency have actually arrested him, but he went to US. Now the thing is, you should learn two words. What is extradition? What is asylum? What is extradition? What is asylum? Extradition means when a person commits offence in our country, he runs away from our country to the other country. If you try to bring back, if there is a treaty, then the man will come back, the other country will send back to the mother country. This is called extradition. We are also trying for the extradition of Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya have taken 9,000 crore loans, went to London, and now we are trying to get him back from London. This is called extradition. Asylum means, there is one more word called asylum, ASYLUM. There is one more word called asylum. Asylum means giving shelter. Giving shelter. There are various types of asylums. There are various types of asylums like political asylum, criminal asylum, religious asylum. For example, if a man commits a crime and stays in our country, it's called criminal asylum. Okay, religious asylum. Dalai Lama took religious asylum. Political asylum. If a political leader comes because of some turbulence in his country, that's called political asylum. In all the asylums, criminal asylum is dangerous. Religious asylum generally will give, sometimes political asylum will give, but criminal asylum is not good to give, because if a man commits a crime and comes to our country, or if a man commits crime here and goes to other country, if the other country gives asylum, then it's a pathetic thing. For example, can you name a man who is taking asylum? Dawood. Inka? Asylum. Edward Snowden, WikiLeaks, Julian Assange. These are the people, they are taking asylum outside their countries. If they go to their countries, they will get some punishment. Next, coming to page number 8 of yesterday's newspaper. So, 2-3 things I want to discuss which is very important in Hindu, dated 7th January. First thing, lessons for Kashmir from the Kurils. Lessons for Kashmir from the Kurils. Kuriles. Kuril Islands lies between Russia and Japan. This is an important prelims question. Where are Kurils located? Kuriles. Kuril Islands are located between Russia and Japan. There are 56 islands. 54 are under the control of Russia. But the thing is, it is not about islands, it is about prestige. It is not about islands, but it is about prestige to hold the islands. But now, Russia allows the Japanese tourists to visit some of the islands and to pay homage to the ancient cemeteries and their own people. So, there was a cordial relationship between Russia and Japan, and they are trying to solve this issue by public opinions, cultural context and all these issues. The other says, why don't you follow the same mechanism to solve the Kashmir issue? Why don't you solve the same mechanism between Pakistan and India to solve the Kashmir issue? This is the Kuril Islands. This Kuril Island problem is the problem dated back to Second World War. After Second World War, this has happened. And when in the Second World War Japan was lost, Russia was a victorious country, this issue started. And Now Russia-Japan peace treaty, actually they are going to minimize many things. So, Kuril Islands, how they have tried to sort out, how now they are using for, they are talking peacefully. Why don't you allow the same thing for Kashmir in between Pakistan and India? This is the contention of the other. Fugitive economic offender. Fugitive economic offender. Who is a fugitive economic offender? In India, recently we have made a law, Fugitive Economic Offenders Act. If any person commits economic offence in India for more than 100 crores, and if you run away from India, if he runs away from India, his property in India will be seized and sold, can be seized and sold. Generally, in corporate crimes, high-fi white collar crimes and serious economic offences, a man after committing an economic offence escapes from India in order to evade from punishment. In such a condition, he will be secured with his property and he will be scot free sometimes. For that reason, it will act like a deterrence. First thing, when the property is seized and sold, that fear and deterrence factor will be there in the fugitive economic offender. Second thing, anyhow he has made big economic loss for the nation or for public at large. So at least there will be some solace if you sell that property and take that property. So Fugitive Economic Offenders Act came effect on July 25th, 2018. What is fugitive economic offender? The man who commits economic crime at more than 100 crores and runs away from our country. Okay, and the individual refuses to return home. Second condition is not only more than 100 crores, the individual should refuse to return home for prosecution, and a special court should order to confiscate his properties. There are three conditions. First of all, the issue will be for more than 100 crores. The economic offence worth is 100 crores. Second is the man refused to come back to India for prosecution. Third is a special court should order for the confiscation of his properties. These are the three rules, but there is a criticism. If some say enforcement directorate, CBI or some other investigation agency tells it is 100 crores, it might be just 10 crores. So how should you calculate? Just if a man is accused, how can you say it is 100 crores all the time? So it might be inflated thing. You can tell any figure. How can you say it is 100 crores? This is one counter for this. And let us see how it works on. Once a property is confiscated, the union government have the right over the property, and only after 90 days the property can be sold. Only after 90 days the property can be sold, not before that. So you will get 90 days time. Only after 90 days. So very important act. This might come for prelims or mains. For prelims, they will ask you, which of the following below is incorrect about fugitive economic offender? Which of the following below is incorrect about fugitive economic offender? For mains, what are the features and challenges of Fugitive Economic Offenders Act?